Hi folks, Kevin Grady here for the Gospel According to Music and our Bible review. This is of the NIV Reference Bible. It is a deluxe single column topical link reference system, and it's done in the Premier collection. These are excellent Bibles that both Zondervan and Nelson have been putting out that are just phenomenal. But before we get into this and all the information on it, I want to show you an old Bible of mine. This is the T NIV that was put out by Zondervan. It was done in the what they called Renaissance leather. Matter of fact, I'll show you where it says that. Renaissance fine leather. And this was kind of a same thing. It was a single column. But as you get into it, I want to show you something that's really awesome. See all those side references. This is about the most exhaustive cross-reference system I have ever seen. I don't even think the New American Standard has this much. It's pretty close though. But anyway, I want you to take a look at this. There are some things in here that are really kind of cool. This is basically going from the TNIV and they're bringing it to the NIV 2011. And as you can see, you've got the text there. You come down here to your notes, and then here's your topical ties. Well, they did the same thing in the new one. So let me get into that. Let's go over here to the box, see what it says here. Again, it's done in the Comfort print. And it is a 9.5 font. There you see that at the bottom. It's hand bound. It's goatskin, beautiful leather, raised hubs. It is sewn. It is edge line. It's art gilded. It's silver with blue underneath it. There are 3 double-sided satin ribbons. There are the topical links that I told you about at the bottom of the page. Over 100,000 cross-references, thousands of topical link connections, 8 pages of full-color maps. It's a single column format. And the paper is a European Bible paper that's 36 GSM, which means the ghosting will not be that bad. It's line matched for the text, which enhance readability. It's black letter. So if you're looking for a red letter, this is not it. Okay, so that's what it says. Now let's take a look at it. And you guys are going to love this. This is a beautiful, beautiful goat skin leather. You can see the grain here in this. And when I pick it up, notice it wrinkles. It is so soft. And when I open it up, you can see where, I'm going to zoom in, you've got the stitching. You've got this art gilding around this art line around here. It is goat skin leather. And there is the edge line showing you that it's done very well. Let's take a look at these hubs. Just a great leather. And I'm sorry we don't have scratch and sniff video, but the leather smells really great. And of course, here are these ribbons. There are 3 different colors. There's kind of a dark blue, a regular blue, and a lighter blue. Satin on both sides. And let's get into it. You guys watch this just not for the way it's made, but for what it looks like on the inside. As you can see, they've got paper. That's a little stiff. As you begin to use it, it'll do better. It is stitched, so that allows it, as you can see, it is stitched. It's sewn. That's going to allow it to lay flat, and I'll show you here in just a second. As you can see, they've used kind of a dark blue for the headings. One thing I do want to show you that's kind of interesting. When they did this, I'm going to go back over here to this. When they first came out with the Comfort print, they had the letters were open. That bothered the daylights out of my vision. I couldn't enjoy the new NIV with the comfort print because of that. And evidently there were a lot of people who felt the same way. So they went back, and as you can see, they closed the letters on the regular print, but they left it open on headings. So as you can see, it's there. Same thing with preface, and same thing on the Old Testament. And then if we get into this, now they didn't do that with this because they use all cap letters. But they didn't do the old, I'm going to zoom in on that E. They didn't do it on the E. But as you can see, it's closed letters, so it's not that bad on your eyes. Now, remember in the T NIV, I showed you the cross references and how long it was. Went all the way down to the bottom of the page. They did the same thing here. They did not use as much of the notes for the transitional or the translational notes, but not as much as was in the T NIV, but it's still there. And then here's your topical links. Let's go ahead and get into the text. I'll zoom out to where you can see the page layout. As you can see, there's no or hardly any ghosting. There is a little bit, but again, camera always shows more than what the real paper does. And I'm telling you, when I look on the camera, I can see lines. You don't see that many lines here. It's faint, very faint. Very nice. Paper's very easy to turn. We'll go ahead and go over to the poetry area. There's Psalms. See a little bit more of the ghosting when you got white pages. So if you got open spaces, you'll see it more than when you get into, for instance, trying to get where it is. Still more of the poetry. Here's that ribbon. As you can see, it's 3 different colors. That's nice. I like the way they did that. There, when you get into solid text, you don't see it because it's line matched. Makes it much easier. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to the New Testament. Same thing. One of the things that's kind of interesting is when you get into an area of Scripture that is also in other parts of the other Gospels, like Mark and Luke and John, it'll tell you right here in a lighter blue color. Tells you where you can turn so you can read that in the other Gospels. Going into Mark. And let's get into Paul's letters. There's Timothy. There is space for you to put notes in there because they don't have cross references that goes all the way down to the page on every single page. So there's plenty of space to write notes. And we'll go ahead and go back here to the back of it. There's Revelation. Now, some people say that's still pretty small lettering. It's actually not bad. It's a 9.5, close to a 10 font. And I can read a 10 font fine. Sometimes I can't read the 9s, but this isn't too bad. I can read it. My wife, who likes giant print, like 13 to 14 to 15 font, she said that's not even bad for her to read. So she'll also like how they did the cross references, and they shaded it in a light blue. Table of weights and measures, and you go right into the concordance. As you can see, they've got a very exhaustive concordance. Although years ago they put out an exhaustive, and I mean real exhaustive, thick Bible, like about that thick. That's the spine I'm thinking of. And it was pretty thick, and it said an exhaustive NIV concordance, and it really was. I don't think they have that out anymore. At least not with the NIV 2011. And of course, here's the information. Man, I can smell that leather. Here's the information about how they did the type, your colored maps, and then the back. And as you can see, this beautiful, beautiful leather. Want to let you know that Zondervan did send this to me for a review. They just asked me to review it honestly, and I'm going to be honest with you. It's a very good Bible. Taking a look on the ISBN, zoom in on this. This is the Premier Leather. It goes for $189.99, and I guarantee you can find it cheaper online. I just have to check around on it, and there's the ISBN number in case you want to check it out. Once again, thank you again for joining me for the Gospel According to Music Bible Review. Also check out the Gospel According to Music at gamradio.com. Thank you, and God bless you.